This is STAAR Guided Practice numbers 37 through 42. Number 37 says Mr. Smith works for an auto parts store. His weekly earnings are described by the equation y equals 400 plus 0.05x, where x represents the amount of sales he has during the week. The table below shows some values that belong to this equation. Question is, what is the slope and the y-intercept of this equation? The y-intercept is real easy. The y-intercept is going to be where the x is 0. So obviously here the x is 0, so your y-intercept is 400. Just knowing that, you can already eliminate c because c says that the y-intercept is 1 over 20, so it can't be that one. The next thing you want to look at is what is the slope. To find the slope, you want to find the rate of change from x to y. Remember, it's rise over run. Which is the same thing as the rate of change of the y and the x. Okay, so let's look at the y first. From 400 to 405, that gives you plus 5. So the rate of change is 5. From 0 to 100 gives you plus 100. So the rate of change is 100, which reduces to 1 over 20. So your slope is 1 over 20. Your y-intercept is 400. The only one that says that is D as in dog. Number 38 says the angles of a triangle measures 88 degrees, 53 degrees, and 39 degrees. Which of the following is the measure of an exterior angle of this triangle? Let's go ahead and start by drawing the triangle with an exterior angle showing so that way you can get a visual. Remember, whenever you have all three angles and you're looking for your exterior angle, which would be this angle right here, all you have to do is add this plus this degrees, and it'll give you your x. If you add 53 plus 39, that's going to give you 92. And then if you wanted to check it, you could subtract 180 minus the 88. And of course, that does give you 92. So the answer to the exterior angle would be H as in Henry. And if you didn't know why I picked 180, it's because this angle plus this angle together gives you 180 degrees. That's where this comes from. Number 39 says Gavin invests $5,000 in a savings account that pays 3.75% simple interest. How much will be in the account after 6 years if Gavin makes no withdrawals or deposits to the account? Okay, it's simple interest, so you go to your reference chart, you look for the formula for simple interest. It is I equals P times R times T. Okay, the P stands for the principal, or how much money you start off with, which is $5,000 for this problem. The R stands for the rate, which for this problem is 3.75, but make sure you change it to a decimal. If you don't change it to a decimal, you just need to make sure you press the percent sign on the calculator. And then the T stands for time. For this problem, it's 6 years. Okay. Go ahead and multiply those three together, and that's going to give you the interest, or how much money he made. And that should give you $1,125. Be careful, don't pick A as your answer because that's not the answer. The question is, how much will he have in the account after the 6 years? So you need to keep in mind that he does start with $5,000. So you have to add the 5,000 plus the 1,000, or the 1,125. Okay, and that should give you 6,125, which of course is B as in boy. Number 40 said, look at the two graphs below. Jamie predicted that when x equals 11, y is going to equal 13. Which graph was Jamie using to make this prediction? Let's go ahead and look at C first. You're looking at a trend line, so you want to just put a line pretty close to the dots, so that way you have a good prediction. It's saying when your x is 11, so you're going to go to 11. You want to follow all the way up till you hit the line, and then take a left. As you can see, going by the trend line, when x is 11, y does equal 13. Okay, let's go ahead and look at graph D and do the same thing. You're going to go to the 11, go all the way up till you hit the line. And notice how I extended the arrow all the way up here, so that way it would hit the line. And as you can see, we don't even know what number it is, but we know it's going to be greater than 16. So there's no way it could be 13. And knowing that means that only graph C can be your answer. So your answer is A as an apple. Number 41 says, which of the following describes an enlargement? Enlargement obviously means something's going to get bigger. So in order for something to get bigger, you have to multiply by something greater than 1. Because if you multiply by 1, it's going to stay the same. If you multiply by less than 1, it's going to get smaller. So in order... Okay, go ahead and write that down. And then I'm looking at F. You multiplied it by 0.1, which means it's less than 1, so it's going to get smaller. You look at G, you multiply by 2.9, which is greater than 1, obviously. So it's going to get bigger. So the answer to that one would be G as in girl. Number 42 says, Mrs. Ramirez bought 5 pounds of carrots for $1.75, which represents the same price per pound, or how much for 1 pound. You're going to divide that. $1.75 divided by 5 gives you 35 cents. And they want to know which one is the same price per pound. If we look at A, if you divide 75 cents divided by 2, that gives you about 37 cents. So A is obviously not your answer. If you look at B, it's 6 pounds of carrots for $2.10. So if you divide 210 by 6, that gives you 35 cents. So that looks like your answer, but let's make sure. Let's look at C. You have 550 divided by 15. That gives you 36 cents. So that's not going to be it. And then the last one is D. You have $4 divided by 10. And that gives you 40 cents. So that's definitely not it. So your answer is going to be B as in boy. Okay, we're done. Go ahead and flip it over. Do independent practice on your own. And then turn it in so it can get